Hey loves, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faith, and today guys I'll be checking out this interesting video, and it's titled Jordan Peterson Dismantles Low IQ Politicians. Then this happened. You guys, I'm super excited as always. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
I didn't think that was right, no. I think it was a big mistake. I mean, I followed that case fairly carefully, and you don't have to agree that what he did was comical or right, but to prosecute him criminally was a big mistake, and you're going to pay for it in this country.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope all's good wherever you are. In this video, we're going to watch Jordan Peterson debate a panel of politicians. It's a bit of an older clip, but there's a reason why I chose it. Something happened a few days ago that reminded me of this, which makes this clip even more relevant today than it was back then. Now, the video, I'm going to show you what that was, and we're going to talk about it, and you're going to think it's something from an episode of Black Mirror. There is indeed a war on free speech. There's a war on everything these days, it seems, that our ancestors fought so hard for to give us these liberties and these freedoms that we had today. We're going to talk about it after the video, but first, let's watch Jordan Peterson's clip.
Why is it wrong to be abusive about politicians and send them racist and sexist stuff online? It doesn't matter. All their threats will never happen. But Parliament saw one of our colleagues, Joe Cox, killed. And that sort of action, it's not necessarily the consequence of abusive language, but it is related to abusive language. On the Grenfell Tower, I don't think it should be a crime unless the police learn stuff that I don't know. But please, I met a number of those people who died, who had to see their relatives die in Grenfell Tower, who ran down those steps over dead bodies from Grenfell Tower. And I think it is horrific what was done. May not be a crime, but utterly horrific. If you understand the reality of Grenfell Tower, you know it utterly detestable and wrong. But as I say, you can't just say, well, you can call people packies and niggers, it doesn't really matter. It has no relationship to anything else. That type of abusive language does have a relationship to actions which are genuinely harmful and damaging and cruel. And I think sometimes when people are dismissive about, you know, racist and sexist language, they need to be careful, because what you do is you create a climate where certain actions become legitimate.
Jordan Peterson.
Oh, I know in Scotland the police had put up advertisements in the tube encouraging people to turn people in for offensive behavior online. It seems to me, for example, if you're concerned about knife crime, then maybe one of the things you don't want to do is have your police investigating offensive speech. And one of the things I do see happening in the UK as an outsider that's really quite terrifying to me is that there are increasing restrictions put on people's ability to speak forthrightly, and that the consequence of that restriction and the criminalization of what hypothetically constitutes offensive speech is going to be a cure that's so much more worse than the disease that we can hardly imagine it. It's a dreadful thing to see that happening in the UK. Yeah. And so, I mean, people say things that are reprehensible all the time, but we can't always agree on what they are. But to start to criminalize that's hypothetical.
Are you saying there should? Are you saying nothing that anybody says should ever be counted as a crime?
Well, there's incitement to crime. That should be counted as a crime, and has been for a very long time in the British common law tradition. But other than that, you should be very careful about what you regulate as speech. Who's going to regulate it? Who's going to define hate? That's the real issue. It's not that there's not hate. There's plenty of it. The question is, who defines hate and how is it prosecuted?
I'm not frightened of forthright speech. I'm quite a forthright speaker myself. But when you talk about who's going to define hate, You want to see the letters and emails I see day after day and tell me that's not hate.
I didn't wait a second. Now, hang on a second.
Jordan Peterson is right when he says who controls speech, because the answer to that is always the people that you would least want to have control over speech. Now, that lady, she said, well, I get a lot of emails that are hateful and racist, and she proved this point. People are going to be hateful. People are going to say things that hurt you, especially if you're a politician and in the public eye, but we can't arrest people based on the fact that your feelings were hurt. There's racist people in the world. There's hateful people in the world.
Stop.
And that sucks. But you can't arrest people based on speech. Now, inciting violence is a different thing. But look, even Netflix right now is making a movie with Ibram X. Kendi. He is a racist. He hates all white people. Everything he does is anti-white. I don't like the guy, but that doesn't mean I think he should be arrested or shouldn't have the right to speak. Absolutely not. He has the right the same way I think everybody should have a right to speak.
Exactly. You guys, what are your thoughts on this one? Like he said in this video, I think everyone should have a right to their opinion, a right to air what they think in their mind, and not being arrested for their opinions. Let me know what you guys think about this video so far, and let's continue watching, you guys.
In Britain, over 3,000 people are arrested every year for what they say online. Not visited by the police, arrested. Over 3,000 people a year. And if we don't think that's coming to... This is how it starts, right? It starts in Europe, it goes to Canada, and it goes to the US after. There's people in your government, wherever you are, Canada or the US, that want these laws in place, that want to censor speech, that want to prosecute people for stuff that's said online. There was a young lady in Britain not too long ago that her friend died. This young lady is 19 years old. Her friend died in a car crash. So she went on Instagram and, you know, wrote rest in peace and posted her friend's favorite rap song. Well, this rap song happened to have a bunch of N-words in it. She was arrested, prosecuted, found guilty, fined, sentenced to 500 hours of community service, and she had for 1 year a curfew of 8 p.m. for posting a rap song online.
She wasn't the one that wrote
now I'm going to show you a video of another individual who was arrested for posting a meme. Check this out.
Can you just remind me again why I'm being arrested?
Right, so you're under arrest for section 127 of the communication.
See, I was thinking, is it 1939? Is this the Gestapo? Literally, you know. I thought, what am I here for? This is just ridiculous.
Wow.
This man's official crime was that he had caused someone anxiety. That is officially why he was arrested. Now, we like to laugh at China and their social credit scores, saying that's some sort of like a digital prison, but we do it to ourselves. We cancel each other socially based on what people say online. It is not that much different. And it's not an episode of Black Mirror. This is happening right now in Europe more than anywhere else, in Ireland, in Britain, and it's coming over to Canada and the US. It always starts out there. Now let's get back to the video, and after that I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about and why I chose this Jordan Peterson video. Let's get back to it.
Hang on. There was somebody fined under the Communications Act earlier this year because he posed a video on YouTube of a dog doing a kind of Nazi salute, and he shouted in the background, "Gas the Jews." And that was... He was fined, it was a criminal prosecution. Is that right, in your view?
I didn't think that was right, no. I think it was a big mistake. I mean, I followed that case fairly carefully, and you don't have to agree that what he did was comical or right, but to prosecute him criminally was a big mistake, and you're going to pay for it in this country.
Give you a little bit of context about the story they were talking about with the dog. This was a YouTuber named Mark Meacham. He has a YouTube account named Count Dankula. At the time, this guy had maybe like 4 subscribers, 5 subscribers when this event happened. His girlfriend had a little pug dog that she thought was the cutest thing. She loved this little dog, and he wanted to play a prank on her. I'm not saying the prank was funny or not funny, but this is what happened. So he wanted to teach this dog that his girlfriend found so cute to do the most vile, despicable thing that he could teach him to do, which in this case was being a Nazi. Again, whether I think it's funny, you think it's funny, that's not the point. Intent matters. His intent was to be funny and annoy his girlfriend, really, is what he wanted to do. And at the time, his channel had only a few subscribers, and this thing went off. It went off to like 3 or 4 million views in a week, and it was posted everywhere, and then he was arrested, charged, and convicted. He was fined $800, and to this day, he's considered a hate criminal. His charge, listen to this, his charge was that he was grossly offensive. But to this day, if the newspapers write about Mark Meacham, they are allowed to call him a hate criminal.
Wow.
Imagine that. That is where we are today in society. Now,
that's gross.
Let me tell you exactly why this clip is more important than it ever was. What Jordan Peterson says there is you're going to regret it. If you do these things, you're going to regret it in the future. And he is correct. And
very
it's
correct.
Coming. Right now in Ireland, the Irish government is trying to pass a law before Christmas that the police will be able to enter your home unannounced and arrest you for what you're searching, posting, and watching online. I'm not making this up. You can look this up. It's online for everybody to see. And if you refuse to let them in, you can spend up to 12 months in prison. For real? Take a look at this.
When you think about it, all law, all legislation is about the restriction of freedom. That's exactly what we're doing here, is we are restricting freedom, but we're doing it for the common good. You will see throughout our Constitution, yes, you have rights, but they are restricted for the common good. Everything needs to be balanced. And if your views on other people's identities go to make their lives unsafe, insecure, and cause them such deep discomfort that they cannot live in peace, then I believe that it is our job as legislators to restrict those freedoms for the common good.
This lady talks about people feeling uncomfortable, people's feelings. Well, listening to her made me feel really uncomfortable. This is the type of stuff that makes people like me, people that are into freedom and free speech, feel uncomfortable. These are laws that Ireland had tried to pass a while back, but they got shot down. And with the recent riots, they're trying to bring them all up again. They mask it under a hate speech law. It's not a hate speech law. This is a censorship law. They're trying to censor people. They're trying to censor independent journalists. And they're trying to have control over what people watch, see, and post online. I know this might sound scary to some people, might sound Orwellian or, you know, like from a bad sci-fi show, but it's important stuff. It's stuff that I care about. This is why I make these videos. I try to keep myself informed about this. I try to keep other people informed because this is the type of stuff that we have to fight against and the people of Ireland have to fight against, because once it gets into one country, it's just going to spread to other countries and to other people. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a thumbs up if you're still watching at this point, please. That would really help me out.
Wow, you guys, this is actually getting out of hand and very, very scary at the same time. I don't know where this world is going to, but wherever it is going to, it's going to be a scary place, because what is going on right now, trying to censor people's speech, trying to censor the way people think, and even going to the extent of arresting people for what they are searching on the internet or what they are watching. This is going too far, you guys. What are your thoughts on this particular video? I really had fun reacting to this guy. He really spoke so well and I enjoyed every minute of this video. If you guys totally enjoyed watching, give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.